Hello, my name's Bees, and as promised, and also after a bit of encouragement from a few mates, I'm going to talk about my painting process on this piece, which is a treasure hunting walrus called Angus. So before we start, I didn't have any colour scheme or palette in mind for this one. I just kind of wanted to play it by ear and keep it really loose and just see where that took me. And I started off with the base colour for the moustache, because I think for me the main focal point of this character is the moustache along with the tusks. It just makes the character really identifiable as a walrus. And I'm using just a short tip, I think it's called, short tip size 1 brush on thick cardstock with a lot of water. The next thing I decided to do is the skin colour, just because it's going to take up a lot of room, and I don't want it to be too bright or vibrant so that it takes away from the scarf or the bag that I'll be drawing later on. You'll see that I go over a few spots on the skin now and then, which is just what I do to make it a bit of an uneven texture in the paint and to create some imperfections, because I imagine that walruses have a bit of crusty skin, and yeah, I think it worked out quite well. The pants now, they're just green really. I mixed a few different colours just because I didn't want them to look perfect. I want them to look worn and a bit mucky. So I dirtied the green a little bit with some, I think it was burnt umber. So yeah, just so it doesn't look too fresh and clean, and again I go over some spots just to give it a bit of character and a bit of texture. Towards the top on the nose and a bit on the moustache, you'll notice that I didn't actually use my fine liner to go around those bits. I can't remember why I started doing that, but I've been doing it a bit more recently. I think I just saw someone do it and I thought it looked quite good, so yeah. And then the belt buckle was a bit of a mistake. I think the yellow was a lot too bright for what I was looking for. I was looking for more of like a brass colour, so it needed a bit more brown in it really. So I do change that a little bit later on, along with the monocle that he's wearing. And now the bit that I was not too confident about, and that's the pink scarf. Still not really sure how I feel about it, but I did just want to use a colour that you possibly don't see so often in Dungeons and Dragons characters, and something that I maybe wouldn't do myself all the time. So yeah, you'll see me dabbing quite a lot on the paper. That's just to bring some of the paint off, or if I've made a mistake or I've done a smudge or whatever. That's just the best thing about watercolours, they're really easy to clean up. So I do that for the tusks, and I do it on the belt because I had a bit too much brown there. And yeah, it's really good for making textures in clothing and on skin, and it just makes it so it's not all one even colour all throughout, which doesn't look very good in my opinion. And whenever I do bags, I usually add quite a lot of water, just because it makes the paint bloom out quite a bit, which just means that it pushes the paint towards the outside of the blob of paint and water, and I just think it makes it look like there's something in the bag because you've got a lot of ripples everywhere. The colours that I've got on my palette, or my plate, as you can see to the left hand side, I maybe add a little bit more water or sometimes a bit more paint, and I just go back and add a few imperfections, a bit more detail. And then for the shadows, I just mix up a very light black grey type colour. Sometimes the colour of the object I want to put a shadow on, but in this case it is just a very light black. And just go under some things that I think will pop a bit better with a shadow on. And then I put a background on this guy just because all the other ones have backgrounds, and then put my name on it. I'll put the scanned in version up on screen now so you can see what it looks like. And thank you for listening. Bye.